guys.
Hi, guys.
Priscilla and I decided to sit down and share with you guys another one of our infertility chats. And it's because we got a great question from one of our viewers. Shelby Scott wrote in the comments section to talk about how she's had a really difficult time with hyper-focusing and not being able to feel comfortable while being intimate with her husband. And she wrote to then ask, how do you keep intimacy from feeling like a job? And that is a great question, Shelby.
That is a great question, because if you are TTC and if you have gone through TTC or infertility, anything in those lines, you know that intercourse is key, obviously, to make a baby.
Necessary step.
And a lot of the times that we are trying to conceive, it must be scheduled, because the woman's body is like a clock.
Mm-hmm.
You have that one time of the month that you have the opportunity to conceive, and you do it during that period, that your fertile period. And if we don't find that window of the month that you were fertile, it's all gone that month, next month now. So
what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a key element, and we have gone through a lot of ups and downs when it comes to our journey. In the beginning of our journey, we actually had the hardest time that we've had to this day, because we had completely different schedules.
Yeah.
Ryan worked a restaurant schedule. He was managing restaurants in Chicago at the time, and he would work 12, 13-hour days, coming home at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning sometimes, and I worked a 9 to 5. So I would get up at 7 in the morning to go to work, and we wouldn't cross paths at all some day. There were days that I would wake up, kiss him goodbye, go to work, come back to work, he would be at work, and then he would be coming home at 1, 2 in the morning, and I would have to stay awake and wait for him to come home so we could have sex.
Yeah, and how in the mood do you think Priscilla is at 1 in the morning after
obviously.
She's been up since 7? And how in the mood is Ryan after, having just worked 12 hours at a restaurant?
Right.
Not very
in the mood. So we have...
It was a huge challenge for us.
So challenging, and gave us experience in the topic. It's one of the biggest challenges for couples who are TTC. And with that in mind, I think we have a few tips of what has helped us in this process.
Because coming out of that, we learned some important lessons in that time. I think that we've been able to carry through this process today. So the first lesson that we learned is just to accept your circumstances. Yeah. Because your circumstances, they're ridiculous.
They are.
Right? Just like Priscilla said, you are having sex on a clock because of the woman's natural cycle, and it's just insanity actually what you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to work it into your normal life, you're trying to work around your work schedules, around your personal lives, and it's just weird. There's no way around that. You have to accept the fact that it is weird, and you have to accept the fact that you're doing this for a reason. You decided to do this, right? You have a goal in mind, you're trying to bring a child into this world, and the faster you can accept it, the faster you can move past it. It gets a lot easier.
Yeah. So once you accepted the fact that you must have timed sex, every month in order to achieve your ultimate goal, which is to conceive, you can then start with tip number 2, which is, in our case, communication. Yeah. Communication is so key to allow that intimacy, which is what you're trying to achieve. Intimacy can be transferred from outside of the bedroom into the bedroom. There must be a crossover there. If you're communicating really well with your partner, you feel that you're intimate with them outside of the bedroom, right? As your best friend, as your confidant, as somebody who you can trust and count on. And then that same feeling will transfer into the bedroom. When you guys are actually, both of you are, whether you're tired or whether you're not in the mood, or one of you are not in the mood, if you are communicating honestly with each other about everything that you're feeling, you will create this intimacy, and that intimacy that you feel for your friend will then transfer into the bedroom as well.
Yeah, and this communication, it'll help you move past some of the
roadblocks.
Being so robotic and feeling the fact that it's not a comfortable situation always. It'll help you move past some of that exhaustion that you might feel at the end of the day. Some of just that weird feeling that you get because you're trying to do this again, to a schedule. Just talking your way through it, whether it means, talking about a schedule that works for you, talking about some of your hesitations and, you know, how not sexy this feels sometimes,
right.
You know, just being honest with one another and finding, as Priscilla says, that balance both in and outside of the bedroom, because this isn't a process that exists just in one of those two places, right? When you are TTC, it's your life,
it's
right?
Your life,
it really can take over. So I think that communication, developing that level of intimacy, expanding upon the trust that you already have for one another in your relationship, it's absolutely key. It's a great point.
Agreed.
This brings us to thought number 3, and this is a good one. And it's been so key for us in our relationship. Our third thought is that you just have to find a way to laugh at this. You have to find a way to know that this is a funny situation, and the more you can laugh your way through it, the better. It has helped us a lot. It's like after you spill something on yourself, being able to laugh about it instead of being able to get angry. If you know us, you know that this is a particular challenge for me sometimes, but it really is the truth. Like, it's a ridiculous situation what it is that you're going through, and laughing, it just helps to sort of break down barriers. The old axiom about it being the best medicine, it's absolutely true. It helps to ease us through, you know, what could be an otherwise pretty taxing situation.
And really kind of nerve-wracking, you know? And I think humor, this is what, you know, this point is all about. Having humor in that situation, laughing at that situation, like Ryan said, it's a key element also to relax you, you know, to relax both of you into this very intimate moment that it's all of a sudden taking that like route of like, oh, I need to do this and I need to do this now.
Right, because
like,
that's not how sexy sex usually works, right? I mean, sex, we think of it as being spontaneous sometimes, and it has an energy and it just sort of takes over whatever the moment might happen to be otherwise. And TTC sex is not always very spontaneous.
No, it's not at all.
Not ever spontaneous, just by definition.
Right.
Laughing at yourselves, laughing at the situation, smiling through the situation.
And bringing jokes to the situation, right? Like making sure that you're laughing at yourself, at the situation, but also laughing at other things, because that is what I think we want to relax into that moment.
Definitely.
Relax, let it go, and then, you know, trying to, I don't know, be more comfortable in that moment.
Absolutely, yeah. RELAX.
So you guys, I think these are the points that we have, and so recapping here is acceptance, communication, and humor. These are three.
It works for us.
Three key points that have worked for us in our situation. And, you know, especially when we were in a really tough position as far as our schedule goes.
Yeah, let us know what works for you. Keep the conversation alive down in the comments section. We're always so interested to hear your feedback, and, you know, we take a lot away from it. So we don't doubt that we have a lot to learn from you as well.
Yeah. Also, if you have questions that you think would be good to talk about in our infertility chat series, leave them below and we'll talk about them. We will do our best to go through your questions and answer them to the best of our abilities. Obviously, we are just talking from our own experience here, and we hope that somehow our experience can help your TTC experience too.
Definitely. So guys, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up, and leave one of those lovely comments down below, and subscribe if you haven't, and we will see you in our next video.
Bye!
I'm gonna change your